بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عندي سؤال. من صاحبه؟ سؤال كبير. I have a big question. Who's going to answer it? فقد سألتكم من قبل. الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة. You all يستفتونك. They're asking you, oh Muhammad. Allah is going to answer them regarding al-kalala. ما هو الكلالة؟ الكلالة. نعم يا أبا أحمد. طيب لا بس أنت قريب عندك يا أم صالح. نعم. Somebody dies. Al-kalala is a hal, it's a condition. Somebody who dies, he doesn't have any usul, foundation. His father's not there, where he comes from. His grandfather is not there. Nor does he have any children. نعم. هذا كان حال جابر بن عبد الله ومرض. His father قتل يوم أحد. So he thought he was going to die, but he didn't die. Tayyib, is this word kalala, does it come in another verse in the Quran? Does this word kalala come in another verse? No, it's in the same surah. إن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة. Tayyib. So that first ayat there has to do with brothers and sisters that are shaqiq, from the same mother and father. This last verse here in Surah An-Nisa, this last verse has to do with ikhwa li'ab, brothers that are brothers from their father's side. That's this last verse in Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in imru'un halaka, if a man dies, laysa lahu walid, he has no children. Na'am. Walahu ukht. And if he has a daughter, he doesn't have any father also. The brothers and sisters, they don't inherit, but the presence of fathers and grandfathers and the presence of children and grandchildren, brothers and sisters, they're not there. They don't get anything. You understand that? You call that usul. Those are the fathers and the grandfather. That which is under, they're called furu'. Those are the children, and these are called hawashi. If there's furu', if there's children, or if there's fathers and grandfathers, brothers and sisters, they don't get anything. Okay? They don't get anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this situation is talking about kalala. So when he's talking about the kalala, he says, in the mru'an halaka, laysa lahu waladun wa lahu ukht. We're talking about ukht or akh. There can't be any fathers, grandfathers, and up or children or grandchildren. It can't be any of them around. You understand how Abdul Sabur? Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in imru'an halaka, if a man dies, laysa lahu waladun, walahu ukhtun, walaha nisfu ma tarak. If he has a sister, man dies, he only leaves a sister. She gets half of his money. Half. Walaha nisfu ma tarak. Na'am. Wa huwa yarithuha. Na'am. If a woman dies now, if a woman dies and leaves a brother, woman dies, she has no father, she has no children. وَهُوَ يَرِثُهَا إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهَا وَلَدٌ. If she doesn't have any children and she dies, okay, now we're going to go back. Allah says, وَهُوَ يَرِثُهَا, he inherits from her. And Allah didn't mention any amount. He didn't mention the amount. He said he inherits from her. When it comes from the woman, he said, in imru'an halaka laysa lahu waladun walahu ukht. He has a sister, falaha nisf. Allah named it. She gets high, laha nisf. Then he just said, well, who again is high? She and he inherits from her. He didn't name the amount. Why is that? When you Ghalib, you understand the question? You understand the question? When Allah mentioned about the woman, he said, Falaha nisf. Faha is half. Then he said, well, who yarithuha? He inherits from her. And lam yakun, he inherits from her if she doesn't have any kids. But he didn't name them out. I'm supposed to give them. هو يأخذ كله. أحسن كلامك صحيح. The, the, the woman, she gets a certain amount. Hers is muqaddar. You know, you somehow have ashab al-furud. Ashab al-furud, they get either an eighth, or they get a third, or they get a sixth, or they get a half, or they get, it's already determined for them. The other people that are called asaba. Asaba means they get the rest. غير مقدر is not determined. Not determined. They get the rest. So the ones that are asaba, that get the rest, they have a stronger, have a stronger status. A stronger status. That's a whole chapter by itself. يحتاج إلى الدراسة, that needs studying. Yesterday we were in Abasa wa tawalla أن جاءه الأعمى وما يدريك لعله يزكى أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى. We finished those ayahs yesterday. Today we want to move on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَمَّا مَنِ اسْتَغْنَى فَأَنْتَ لَهُ تَصَدَّى وَمَا عَلَيْكَ أَنْ لَا يَزَّكَّى وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى وَهُوَ يَخْشَى فَأَنْتَ عَنْهُ تَلَهَّى. Look at these ayahs today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, after explaining that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned away from the blind man, وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ, what would inform you? لَعَلَّهُ يَزَّكَّى أَوْ يَذَّكَّى. Perhaps he's going to be purified from what you say from him, or he's going to leave something for him to contemplate. فَتَنْفَعَهُ الذِّكْرَى, so he's going to benefit from it. Right, from there, Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنِ اسْتَغْنَى, as for the one istagna, as for this disbeliever. Allah describes him and who istagna. Ibn Abbas قال استغنى عن الإيمان بمال. Istagna means that you don't need something. Istagna means you don't need. It comes from the word what? غني. غني. Allah is غني. ما معنى غني؟ لا يحتاج. ما يحتاج. Istagna is that you're not in need. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this person that is not in need. Meaning the kafir. He's not in need because of the money that he thinks that he has, or the rank or the position that he thinks he has. He doesn't need Islam. I don't need that. I'm doing fine. وَأَمَّا أَنِ اسْتَغْنَى فَأَنْتَ لَهُ تَصَدَّى. Before this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this word in the Quran, istagna. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كَلَّا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَن رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. Mankind, yatagha, he goes overboard and he transgresses when he sees that himself, and he doesn't need any help. He doesn't need anything. This is what happens when mankind, if he doesn't have a job and he's in need of money and he's in need of help, or in need of zawaj, he's in need of shafa'ah, he's in need of somebody to help him out, muta'addib. He has adab, he's ready to help out. He's willing to work out and be there for you. وَيَتَعَاوَنْ وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ. Unlike either stagna, if he don't need, he got money, he has family, he has his car, طغى, he goes overboard and he transgresses. كَلَّا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى. Man goes overboard. أَن رَآهُ, he sees himself. I don't need you. I don't need you. He gets that attitude. If he sees himself, arra'ahu istagna. He sees himself. I don't need you. What do you want? He gets like an attitude. He gets cocky. I think we all witnessed that, right? That's how Ibn Adam is. That's how Allah made it. So this is the meaning of istagna. Somebody who is not in need. Not in need. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this word again. وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى. يعني استغنى بما عنده من المال أو جاه عن الإيمان. ما احتاج. And هذا هو من? That's the kafir. That's the disbeliever. Allah subhanahu to understand what yastagna means and not in need. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says at the end of Surah Al-Ghafir, فَلَمَّا جَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلُهُم بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ فَرِحُوا بِمَا عِندَهُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ. ما معنى فرحة في كتاب الله كثير من المواضع؟ ما معنى فرحة؟ فرحة فرحة بمعنى تكبر في كتاب الله. When somebody is farhan, when somebody is happy, he's either happy when he's shakir, when he's happy and he's arrogant. Isn't that the best example? Isn't that the best example? You ever see somebody score a touchdown or score a three-pointer? You see what happens when he's happy, when he's arrogant. He's like, yeah, what you got? You know, like he's happy, but his happy is not like he's thankful, like, oh man, I'm so happy I scored. Nah, he's arrogant. Nah. But farah is on two categories. You have farah, that's shakir. You have somebody who's happy and he's thankful. We have somebody who's happy, he's arrogant. فَلَمَّا جَاءَتْهُمْ رُسُلُهُم بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. When the messengers came to them with clear proof, فَرِحُوا بِمَا عِندَهُم. We have technology. Yeah, we don't need the little Quran, the little sunnah stuff that you're talking about. They فرحوا, they تكبروا بما عندهم من العلم. يعني استغنى, that we don't need it. That's the meaning of istagna, not being need. Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنِ اسْتَغْنَى. As for the one, istagna, that's the kafir. فَأَنْتَ لَهُ تَصَدَّى. Tasadda means that you face him. تَتَعَرَّضْ لَهُ تُصْغِي إِلَيْهِ تُقْبِلْ عَلَيْهِ. هكذا قال أهل العلم. نعم. Ibn Abbas قال تُقْبِلْ عَلَيْهِ بِوَجْهِكَ. You come straight to him with your face and you embark upon him. This kafir, the Prophet was trying to call him to Islam, but the one that was asking the question, the blind man, the Prophet turned away. وَأَمَّا مَنِ اسْتَغْنَى. As the one who's not in need of your religion, وَتَكَبَّرْ فَأَنْتَ لَهُ تَصَدَّى. أي أنت تقبل إليه, تصغي إليه. You're listening to him, you're advancing, you're embarking upon him. وَمَا عَلَيْكَ أَنْ لَا يَزَّكَّى. There's no blame on you if he doesn't get purified, if he doesn't accept Islam. There's no blame on you. وَمَا عَلَيْكَ. There's no blame on you. أَنْ لَا يَزَّكَّى. If he doesn't become purified, if he doesn't accept Islam, there's no blame on him. He's already kafir. وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى. Who's that? As for the one that comes to you seeking knowledge, rushing to you, that's Ibn Maktoum. وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى وَهُوَ يَخْشَى. He fears Allah. نعم. فَأَنْتَ عَنْهُ تَلَهَّى. You're preoccupied. Talaha comes from what word? Like alhaakum, at-takafur. It preoccupied you. Malahu. Now, anta talaha. You're distracted. You're preoccupied. All this is fi mu'ataba Nabiyana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa huwa fi hirs ala khayr. All of this is in censor and blame and ta'deeb and discipline from Allah to his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He only did this from his heart and his eagerness for Islam. He's not looking anything out for his own personal benefit, but for Islam and the Muslims. After that ayah, what ayah comes after that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى وَهُوَ يَخْشَى فَأَنْتَ عَنْهُ تَلَهَّى. What does Allah say after that? كَلَّا إِنَّهَا تَذْكِرَةٌ فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرَ. يعني هو عام. ما في خصوصية في الدعوة. كَلَّا إِنَّهَا تَذْكِرَةٌ فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرَ. نعم, it's general. كَلَّا يعني حقا إنما هي تذكرة. This revelation is a reminder for whoever comes. فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرَ. Whoever wants to contemplate it. Whether he's Catholic, whether he's Muslim, whoever embarks upon you, that's what we call it. إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب. إنما تنذر, only warn those من خشي الرحمن بالغيب. Only warn those that embark upon Iman and they fear Allah. Warn those people. As far as the people who don't do that, don't they do it? Nabiyyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was very, 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 very hadith on calling people to Islam. And this thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reprimanded him for only came from his hirs and only came from his anxiousness and his eagerness calling this individual to Islam. That's the only way it came from. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes his prophet saying, فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ عَلَى آثَارِهِمْ. Perhaps you're going to kill yourself. Perhaps you're going to kill yourself عَلَى آثَارِهِمْ, chasing behind them. إِن لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَذَا الْحَدِيثِ, if they don't believe in the Quran. أسفا, يعني لعلك باقع نفسك أسفا وحزنا عليهم, يعني worrying about them, grieving over them, feeling sorry for them. And many of the ayats, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا تحزن عليهم, don't grieve over them. Why would Allah say don't grieve over them? Is he grieving over them? Yes, indeed. Grieving over who? Muslimun or kuffar? Kuffar. Right, grieving over kuffar. They're going to the hellfire if they die upon that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders him in various ways, La tahzan alayhim, don't grieve over them. Prophet used to grieve. In this ayah, Allah says, you're probably going to kill yourself out of grief. Now, in another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَعَلَّكَ بَاقِعٌ نَفْسَكَ أَنْ لَا يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. You're going to destroy yourself because these people didn't accept Islam. Just worrying about them and worrying about them and worrying about them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, أَفَمَنْ زُيِّنَ لَهُ سُوءُ عَمِلِهِ وَرَآهُ حَسَنًا, يعني هل هو مثل الذي اهتدى. هذا معنى أفمن. Is the one that his evil deeds has been made to look beautiful to him, and he sees that they're good. His beautiful deeds have been زُيِّنَ له, they have been made beautiful to him. فَرَآهُ حَسَنًا, he sees fawahish is good. He sees khumur and drinking, he sees that's good. And ari and dressing half naked, they think that's good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَضِلُّ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah leads astray who he pleases and he guides who he pleases. فَلَا تَذْهَبْ نَفْسُكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَسَرَاتٍ. ما معنى هذا؟ فَلَا تَذْهَبْ نَفْسُكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَسَرَاتٍ. لَا تَقْتُلْ نَفْسَكَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Don't destroy yourself worrying over them. Don't kill yourself worrying them. Allah guides who he pleases and misguides who he pleases. لا تذهب نفسك عليهم حسرات. حسرات, grieving, sorry, worrying about them. هذا شأنه نبينا محمد عليه الصلاة والسلام. That's how the prophet was. That's how the prophet was. So الداعي إلى الله هو رجل قلب رحيم يهتم. هو رجل رحيم رحيم. He's a merciful, merciful person who cares about humanity. He's a caring, caring individual. No. هكذا كان نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about him, وَلَوْ شَاءَ. Just like in this ayah, Allah says, Allah guides who he pleases, and he misguides who he pleases. It's up to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَآمَنَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كُلُّهُمْ جميعا. هذه من ألفاظ التأكيد التوكيد لمن درس النحو. كل وجميعا, these are words that you use for stressing and to emphasize. If Allah pleased, he would have guided the people, all of them together. If Allah pleased, he would not even just say he would guide the people, all of them. كلهم جميعا. Then Allah says, أفأنت تكره الناس حتى يكونوا مؤمنين. You're going to force the people to be believers? You're going to force them? If Allah wanted, He would have made all of them believers. You're going to force them to come into Islam. هذا من حرص نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. That's from his eagerness. That's just the way he is. That's the way he's eager, anxious for people to enter what? Into Islam. Fil akhir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to our Prophet, speaking to mankind, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. There has come to you all a messenger from amongst you all, a human being just like you. Azizun alayhi ma anittum. It's difficult on him to see you all in kufr. It's difficult. Azizun alayhi. It's difficult on it. It bothers him to see the people in fawahish, in khumur, drinking, drugging, killing, worshiping other than Allah. It bothers him. Azizun alayhi ma anittum. Harisun alaykum. He's haris. He's anxious for you all. Ayah. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ends this ayah. This ayah, all this here, Allah is talking about mankind. After he says harisun alaykum, he says bil mu'minina ra'ufun rahim. Ma mana bil mu'minina ra'uf rahim? I mean, all that before he's talking about the kuffar. He's talking about the kuffar. لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. That's all of mankind. There's come a man from amongst you all. It's troubled. It troubles him to see the kuffar in shirk. It bothers him. It troubles him. يزعجه يشق عليه عنتهم يعني تعبهم. Yes, look how they live outside. You think the people who live in who worship other than Allah, عندهم قناعة وعندهم راحة? You think the people that يشرب خمور, you think they have comfortable lives? The people who use drugs, they have comfortable lives? The people have fawahish and they're not married, you think they have some type of raha? Their life is miserable. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, harisun alaykum. He's anxious for you all. Then Allah stops talking about the disbelievers. Harisun alaykum bil mu'minina ra'ufun rahim. And he has extra shafaqa lil mu'minin. Ra'uf is al-mubalagha fi rahmah, ziyad al-rahmah, extra mercy. ورؤوف وهو رحيم بالمؤمنين. سفيف إن كان عنده حرص على الكافة ما بالك بحرصه على المسلم الذي قد أسلم، الذي أقبل على الله. نعم، الذي قد حصله وعد من الله. نعم, he's going to be more anxious, and not just anxious, he's going to be merciful. With mercy, he's going to be patient on his adiyah. He's going to be patient on his harassment. He's going to be caring. He's going to be sharing. He's going to be giving. كل هذا شأن من؟ نعم, ولكن هذا شأن الداعي إلى الله. This is شأن الداعي. نعم. هو أمثل الناس. He has to have the best of character. He has to be a merciful person. He has to be a generous person. He has to be an honest person. He has to be zahid في الدنيا. He cannot be صاحب الدنيا. Can't be attached like that. الداعي إلى الله لا. هو أمثل الناس بنبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أمثلهم. نعم. هو قدوة للناس. He's the leader of the people. He's to teach them the Sunnah. He's to teach them Islam. هو. نعم. لا بد أنه يتقي الله. الداعي إلى الله بد يتقي الله. الناس ينظروا إليه. I never forget أن الشيخ يحيى قال لرجل كان طالب علم and الناس كان يحترمونه, and they was respecting him. It was a student ilm. They was respecting him ويقدرونه, but he had his ways about it. So the Sheikh said to him, اتق الله في ظن الناس بك. اتق الله في ظن الناس بك. Fear Allah in the good assumption that people have of you. The people thinking that you are all that and that you're a good brother, and you're taking advantage of that. اتق الله في ظن الناس بك. فهذا النصيحة لي وللدعاة إلى الله. اتق الله. الناس يظنون أنت حول الدين وأنت في تربية الناس, and that you're about raising up the people, and that you're calling people to Islam, and that you're about ta'lim, and that you're about teaching people, and that you're about saving people to, saving them from the hellfire. That's what the people are thinking about you. Are you a guy? Don't be about trying to chase the dunya, seeing the people as their commodities. I could get money out of him. I could get you. You need a class? I could get some money out of it. You need a class? I get some money out of that. You got phones? You give me a break on the phone. You give me a good price, and he's just going to use his position that he can benefit. Fear Allah with the assumption that the people have of you. هذا درسنا اليوم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفر الله وأتوب إليك.